Hello students, welcome back to our class. Today we are going to discuss the packaging of DNA. So how that DNA which is present in our nucleus is packaged, and as well as certain structural characteristics of RNA. Okay, let us start with the class. So already we have discussed about DNA and just have a recapitulation of the Watson and Crick's model. It is a double helical, already we have learned, and parallel, clear, that means they are not crossing anywhere, and these helix, they produce major and minor groove, clear. One complete helix have a length of 34 Armstrong, and the backbone of this helix, that means this portion, is made of sugar and phosphate, and inside there are the nitrogen bases which are protruded inside, and that they are bound by the hydrogen bond. So this is the structure. This is the backbone, is the sugar with sugar and phosphate. You can see here sugar and phosphate, sugar linked with phosphate, and the nitrogen bases, they are protruded inside. The two strands, the two strands are held together by the hydrogen bonds which are present between the nitrogen bases. When it is adenine and thymine, always a purine will bind with a pyrimidine, and so when adenine and thymine, they in between them there is hydrogen bond, and when it is cytosine and guanine, they have 3 hydrogen bonds. So adenine and thymine have 2 hydrogen bonds, and cytosine guanine have 3 hydrogen bonds. Another interesting thing which we also have learned, that the polarity, clear. So the polarity of the DNA strands. Now you can see here, this is the sugar, and this is the 3' end of the sugar. This 3' end of the sugar is free with the hydroxyl group, clear. So this 3' end, when it is free with the hydroxyl group, it is the 3'. So, and you can see the other end of this strand only, the 5' end, the fifth carbon, it is bound with the phosphate, and is set free. So this phosphate is further, there is no binding with the phosphate for any further. So this is the 5' end. So polarity of this strand will be 3'. This is the 3' end, and this is the 5' end. Now if we consider this strand, you will see that it is completely reverse, clear. So this here, this is the 5' end attached to this is the 5th carbon attached to the phosphate, and this is the 3rd carbon which has a hydroxyl group and is free. That hydroxyl group is free of anything. So this is the 3' end, and this is the 5' end. So they are running parallel but in reverse direction. So it is anti-parallel. And so this is what about the structure of DNA that was proposed by Watson and Crick, and each helix, each complete helix, which is about 34 Armstrong in length, contains in B DNA, which is the most common DNA, which is coiled in right hand fashion, and it has 10 base pairs in one complete helix, and so the distance between each 2 base pair will be 3.4 Armstrong. And this is very important because DNA is generally, when we are talking about the length of the DNA, it is measured by the base pairs present. So here till here you can see 5 base pairs present. So how can you measure the length? You will simply measure the length by 5 into 3.4 Armstrong. So likewise, when we are telling that this many base pairs are there, Simply we will multiply them with 3.4 Armstrong and we can get the length of the DNA. Now today we are going to discuss how this DNA is packaged. Now when we are telling about the length of human DNA, it is 6.4 into 10 to the power 9 base pair. So length of human DNA, obviously it is in the haploid set of chromosome. It is 6.4 into 10 to the power 9 base pairs. So what will be the length? It will be multiplied by 3.4 Armstrong and it will finally, it is 2.2 meters. So think 2.2 meters is the length of DNA which is packed inside a cell. That cell is 1,000 times smaller than that of DNA. So how they are packed, that we will learn today. So 2.2 meters of DNA packed in a cell which is 1,000 times smaller than that of the DNA. So first of all, while going for the packaging, first of all we will go for the packaging in the prokaryote, because prokaryote is a very simplified. We know that they just don't have any proper nucleus. No, there is no nuclear membrane. The nuclear material is present in the cytoplasm, but interestingly you will notice that this nuclear material is present in the cytoplasm, but that is not in a scattered form. They are present in the cytoplasm, but they have a specific configuration. Clear? They are not scattered throughout the cytoplasm. So somehow they are packaged. Clear? So how they are packaged? Now you can see here. So they have a definite pattern. Clear? So this is the mesosome and this is the DNA, that is the nucleoid. Now how they attain this pattern? Actually this RNA helps to fold this DNA. The RNA helps to fold this DNA and ultimately forms a loop structure called nucleoid. So this DNA, which is a single circular DNA, ultimately forms a loop structure due to the coiling of RNA, and RNA helps in this coiling, and now it forms the nucleoid. Now these loops are held together by the non-histonic polyamines and positively charged ions. Since DNA is negatively charged, so positively charged ions and non-histonic polyamines helps this to maintain the structure of the DNA in the prokaryote. Now in eukaryote, these DNA are held together by some positively charged protein called histones. We know that eukaryote chromosome contains positively charged proteins called histone. And what impart this positive charge to histones? There are numerous amino acids like lysine, arginine, which impart the positive charge to this histone. And DNA being negatively charged, it is held by the positively charged histones. Clear? Now, when this DNA is wrapped along this positively charged histone, it forms a structure which is called nucleosome. So, nucleosome, what is nucleosome? These are the positively charged histones wrapped by the negatively charged DNA, and this opposite charge helps them to remain together. Clear? So, that is nucleosome. So how will you define nucleosome? It is the submicroscopic subunit of the chromatin. Clear? Submicroscopic subunit of the chromatin. Clear? Which wraps histone molecule, DNA wraps histone molecules forming the structure, and it is about, the length of the nucleosome is about 100 Armstrong and the diameter is about 57 Armstrong. So submicroscopic subunit of the chromatin core. Clear? And it is the DNA, linear DNA wrapping the histone proteins, which has a length of 100 angstrom and a diameter of 57 angstrom. Now, what these histone proteins contains? This histone protein contains a histone octamer. You can see here clear histone octamer. It contains 4 types of histone. H2A, you can see here H2A, H2B, clear H3, H4, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, and that also in pairs. So 4 types of histone proteins, H2A, this is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, and that also in pairs, and so it is called histone octamer. And these histone octamers is coiled by DNA with 1.75 coiling, that means one complete coiling and then 1/3/4 or 0.75 coiling. More or less about 20 base pairs of DNA is involved in this coiling. So this structure, so histone octamer containing 4 types of histone in pairs and wrapped with a DNA which is about and coils about 1.75 coiling, that forms the nucleosome. Now 2 nucleosomes, so the nucleosomes are there consecutively and 2 nucleosomes are linked by a part which is called, so linked by the part called linker. So this DNA thread links the other nucleosome by the structure. That structure, particular structure is called linker, which contains the DNA thread and another histone called H1. So linker contains DNA thread as well as another histone called H1. Clear? So that is unwrapped DNA. These histone have hydrophobic part inward and the positive charged parts on the surface. So hydrophobic part inward and the positively charged parts on the surface, and this DNA with the phosphate backbone which comparts the negatively charged are bound with the histone. So histone has the hydrophobic part inward and positively charged parts on the surface, and DNA with the phosphate backbone which imparts negatively charged is bound with the histone to form nucleosome, and the unfolded part of the DNA is attached to the linker. This unfolded part which is attached to the linker more or less having 10 angstrom in diameter, but the folded part have a diameter of roughly 30 angstrom. Clear? The folded part have a diameter of roughly 30 angstrom, whereas unfolded part have a diameter of roughly about 10 angstrom. Clear? And that is the 30 angstrom so unfolded part have a diameter of 10 nm and folded part have a diameter of 30 nm, and which is imparted. So unfolded part have a diameter of 10 nm and folded part have a diameter of 30 nm, and which is imparted by the solenoid coiling containing 6 to 7 nucleosome in a coil, and this is imparted by the solenoid coiling having 6 to 7 nucleosome in a particular coil. So this is about the packaging of DNA. Let us have a recapitulation. So DNA is packaged by the histone protein in eukaryotes, and these histone proteins contains histone octamer. 4 types of histone are there: H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, which are present in pairs, and they have the positive charge on the surface, and that is due to the amino acids like lysine, arginine, and hydrophobic part inside, and his DNA with negatively charged, which is imparted by the phosphate backbone, is wrapped along the histone with a 1.75 coiling, and these 2 nucleosomes are linked by the unwrapped portion of the DNA. Clear? That is called linker, which is associated with H1 histone, and this, it has a diameter of 10 nm, and this the wrapped portion, the folded portion, have a diameter of 30 nm, which is imparted by the solenoid coiling. And now it looks like a solenoid coiling containing about 6 to 7 nucleosome in a coil, and thus it looks have a beaded string appearance. So we can see here the beaded string appearance, which is seen in the electron microscope of this chromatin material. So this is about DNA, and next we'll have a quick idea about how RNA is present, because RNA is also a nucleic acid, and this RNA, how it differs from the DNA. This RNA is single stranded. So you can see here, this RNA is single stranded instead of double stranded DNA. RNA is single stranded. Clear? The sugar is ribose, already we have discussed. The sugar is ribose, and so here both the second carbon and the third carbon both have the functional OH group. Clear? Which is absent in DNA. DNA second carbon do not have functional OH group, but in ribose sugar we have second carbon with functional OH group, and two nucleotides are linked by the phosphodiester bond. Clear? So this is one nucleotide, this is ribose sugar. The nitrogen bases here are more or less similar with the DNA, except one, the thymine is substituted by uracil. Here the thymine is substituted by uracil, and the two nucleotides are linked by the phosphodiester bond. Clear? So phosphate while producing with the ester bond with the fifth carbon, it also then joins with the next third carbon of the next consecutive sugar by another ester bond, so it forms a phosphodiester bond. Clear? So phosphodiester, by the phosphodiester bond, two nucleotides are linked together and form a single strand. Clear? So RNA is single stranded. We have ribose sugar instead of deoxyribose sugar. It has uracil instead of thymine in DNA, and so this is about RNA, structure of RNA, and next we will discuss what is the genetic material and how it was formed. Okay, thank you.